Hi, my name is Kathrin. I'm a compulsive eater and bulimic. I weigh and measure 3 meals a day from the gray sheet. I write them down. And like you, I commit them to my sponsor. I don't eat in between my meals, no matter what. I eat my meals no matter what. And abstinence is the most important thing in my life, one day at a time. And by grace and my will to do this, I've been abstinent since November 20th, 2018. And yeah, I'm very grateful for it, and I still can't believe it that it's almost going to be 2 years in November, and I'm very happy to be in this meeting. I want to thank Vicky for asking me to speak and for everybody who's here and to see your faces. It's really nice. Yeah, I haven't prepared for this talk. I hope there will still be enough experience and strength from it. Yeah, the way that I came into this program was I had developed a bulimia in my late 20s, but I didn't want to deal with it, also not with my overeating and then restricting and exercising and all the different methods that I tried to control how much I weighed. I was also very depressive, in a dependency relationship, dysfunctional family, and pretty much my life was unmanageable and overwhelming. And I had to start therapy because of the depression. And during this therapy, I was told to go to a treatment center for 6 weeks. And in this treatment center, I found 12-step fellowships, different 12-step fellowships. You could go to meetings within this clinic from AA, but also Overeaters Anonymous, Codependency, and other 12-step groups. And this was the first time that I participated in something like that. And I was advised to go to codependency meetings, which is also a big problem of mine. But I wasn't honest around my food really there. And I was talking a little bit about my relationship, but I wasn't talking about my food. And it progressively got worse. I tried different diets. I lost a lot of weight, then I gained it back again and a little bit more, the yo-yo effect. And I started throwing up my food more often. And in 2016, in April, I joined another 12-step fellowship. And when I went to a workshop, there was a man leading the workshop, and in the break time he had lunch and then later dinner, and he took out his scale and he put the food on the scale, and I was watching it and I thought, what is he doing? And how can he have so much control around the food? Like, I'm a control freak. I want to have control about my weight and my food and everything in my life. Totally unmanageable. But that was attractive to me, that he seemed to have this control around food. Little did I know, I mean, I just saw what he did, and also I thought he eats healthy stuff, and that was also impressive. It took me half a year to ask someone else who was in that workshop with me if this person knew what he was doing. And this person told me, this is called GreySheet. And I said, I haven't heard about this. I only heard about OA. And especially in Germany, didn't hear about it. So I looked it up in the internet, and I found the YouTube channel and the website, and I started listening to the YouTubes, and it was really amazing. Also the questions that are appearing on the screen where you can identify. And I looked up the contact list on the website, and I contacted someone in the UK and in France and talked to them. And then I tried for the first time in also November 2017. And I had a really difficult time getting abstinent because I didn't understand the rules in the beginning. It was very frustrating for me that I couldn't make my own decisions around my food. Like, for example, I had my protein in my coffee in the morning, and I didn't use the right cup for it, and it was too small. And so I thought, okay, I'm just taking a sip of it, close it, and then take it to work. And I told my sponsor in the evening, already knowing maybe it wasn't correct, you know. But then I asked her, was that correct? And she said, no, we don't do that. And so I had to learn that, and I had to learn many other things the hard way, always losing my abstinence over something. I gained some abstinence around 90 or 100 days, and then I thought, I know how to do it, and I don't want to be in this program because it's very rigid sometimes, very strict, and I didn't want to have all this discipline around it, so I left in the summer of 2018. But the bulimia, of course, it came back because it seemed to me it is the most efficient way to lose everything that I had eaten, to get rid of it in the quickest way, so to speak. And but I have a sharing partner with whom I share like 10 to 20 minutes almost every day about our day, and I would bring to the light every time that I had thrown up my food. And every time I would do this, I would see my problem and I would feel more and more ashamed. And also my sponsor in that other fellowship said, I didn't know that you were doing this once I told her. And I'm not going to sponsor you when you're still active in another addiction. And you need to do something about this. And she tried to convince me to write my first step in food with her. And I read it to her, and it did nothing. It did nothing for me because I didn't do the program, the weighing and measuring around it. I could write down all my unmanageability around food and my powerlessness over it, but I realized I have to weigh and measure my food. There's no way around it. And at the same time, it was a relief to realize I have to weigh and measure my food, because then I can think about how much is enough and what can I eat and what I don't have to eat. And to make these decisions around food, it will stop, and I will calm down. But first I tried another food fellowship because I thought maybe it's easier and I can eat this or that. And I had a food plan because I told this person that wanted to be my sponsor, I want to weigh and measure my food. I know I cannot do it without that. And she gave me all the foods that I should buy. And I was in the supermarket and I put the things in my basket and I thought, this is so wrong, so wrong. And then I had my breakfast and I felt full, more than full after it. And I felt like, oh, I was so out of energy and just sitting on that sofa and thinking, I'm going back to GreySheet. And it didn't take much longer. And I was back in GreySheet then in November. And I found the most amazing sponsor. The sponsor found me. She asked me if I would like to be her sponsor. Actually, it was this way around, and she's still my sponsor. And I really appreciate that. And yeah, really grateful for it. Yeah, and I wanted to use this qualification also because I know that afterwards some people share about the things that the qualifier shared about. Maybe I can hear some of your experience, strength, and hope around making amends, because I'm currently in the process of making amends, and I find it very difficult to make direct amends. It has been going on for several months now, and I just can't bring up the courage to go to some people on my 8-step list and tell them what I've done wrong. You know, I don't know. There's still fear that I make a fool of myself if I do this, or fear of the, defects of the other person, because it's also, or it was a dysfunctional relationship in the past.
5 minutes left, Kathrin.
Thank you, Susanna. One of the things that I find very difficult, and I'm praying about it at the moment, I pray every day for the willingness to do this, to make the direct amends, and also for guidance on how to do it, is a former mentor that I had when I did my training. And she used to have sweets in her cupboard that were very old and hard and not good at all anymore. But I didn't know how to take care of myself back then. I was always hungry at work because I didn't bring anything, because of course I wanted to lose weight. And then I would go to that cupboard and take the sweets from that, although they were over the date, and would eat them. And I thought, well, she doesn't even care. And I don't know to this day if she really cared or not. I know that I've done something that was wrong, but it seems to me like it's not major. It's nothing major. If I go there and I find her and I tell her, like 10 years ago, I took something from your cupboard and I would like to make an amend for it. I'm sorry that I did this. I feel weird doing that, really. And I don't know if if anybody has experience with that, please share it with me after the meeting or whenever. And yeah, that's where I'm at the moment in the step work. And I'm doing the steps in my other fellowship, but once I'm through, I want to start all over again with GreySheet. It's just not possible to do everything at the same time. And I also think that most of it should be the same, just step one is different. So yeah, but every sponsor also has a different method how to do the steps, and that should be interesting also. So that's, I guess, all I have to share, and I'm available to sponsor also. I don't have sponsor at the moment. Thanks a lot.